Yo, what's going on, guys? Doug Sensor Martin here. Hope you guys are having a great day. And today, I want to talk to you guys about the absolute worst night of my entire life. I need to tell you guys about this. And I'm the health freak, right? I'm always the guy who's always saying, be in shape, fitness, like do something healthy for yourself. Obviously, like this has nothing to do with it, and this is just a complete fluke and a random thing. But after experiencing what I experienced 2 nights ago, like I have to tell you guys what happened to me, and I have to like kind of put in your head that like your health honestly is your wealth. I preach it so much, but I kind of take it for granted sometimes because I feel like I'm always working out, I'm always eating healthy, I'm always feeling good. I never have problems. I'm like, I don't need health insurance. I don't need any of that crap. It's a scam. I'm paying like $700 a month for health insurance because I live by myself and I'm in a different tax bracket, so I have to pay for it. Like I'm like, this is stupid. I'm not doing this. And luckily for me, when I was on Complexity, I had health insurance, but because their team disbanded, I haven't picked up health insurance yet. And my God, I wish I had health insurance 2 nights ago. Luckily, like I said, luckily everything worked out for me, but I'm gonna tell you guys about the absolute worst night of my life. Like I can't think of anything worse than this. I've had some like bad times before, but this by far is the worst thing ever. So I'm gonna take you guys back. I went to Colorado for the weekend. I had an awesome time. I posted this picture on my Instagram once, snowmobiling up a mountain like 10,000 feet up in the air. Honestly, it was like the coolest thing I've ever done. So that was like one of the best things I've ever done, followed by the worst night of my entire life. So the snowmobiling going from like start to finish run on this tour, it was probably like a 3-hour excursion. And I ate breakfast. I had a really good breakfast. If you guys are not catching the drift already, I thought I had food poisoning, but it was a lot worse than food poisoning, okay? I had food poisoning last year at this exact same time when I was flying to Dallas for the first Call of Duty event of the year. I went on the plane. They told me not to go on it. I was literally pooping and throwing up. Like, I think I threw up 6 times on this plane. It was bad. I had food poisoning twice in my life. This was a lot worse than food poisoning. It was like the same thing, except it was so much more painful. So I went out to this bar restaurant. I'm watching this Cowboys-Eagles game, and I ordered these chicken wings. I ordered these barbecue wings. I had these the day prior. I ate a lot of wings in Colorado. I think I ate them like 3 or 4 times. So I had these wings the day prior. I was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with it at all. I eat these wings. I go back to the hotel room. I had a glass of white wine. I'll never forget. Like, I remembered everything I put in my body. And my girlfriend was with me, and she had the exact same things as me, except for the wings. She ordered a salad when we were at this place. And I was going to tell her to get wings, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to let it rock. I'm going to do a thing. Instantly, I felt like my whole stomach was just destroyed. Like I felt so, I felt like I had to like digest. Like I felt like I was overwhelmed. But then I realized like after an hour, I'm like, dude, this is just not it. Like I feel sick. Like there's something wrong with me. So I was like so embarrassed, but I go into the bathroom and I feel horrible and I don't know what to do. I was like, I feel so sick. So I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm watching like the Optic Gaming highlights of how they won Vegas. And I'm just hoping to God my stomach feels better. And it wasn't getting any better. It was only getting worse, but I couldn't throw up. I couldn't poop. I couldn't do nothing. I was just in pain. It felt like somebody stabbed me like right under my belly button in 2 different spots. And I'm sitting there and then finally after like 30 minutes, I start going to the bathroom. I start doing number 2, and then I feel myself having to throw up. And I've thrown up before. I've had food. I know how it feels. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to throw up. It's like the worst thing ever. It sucks. But I knew if I threw up, I would feel better. So I'm like, okay. I go over the toilet. I instantly start vomiting. I'm sitting there like squat down over the toilet, and I start vomiting. I just naturally fell over onto my knees. And I swear by the 3rd time, because like once you vomit once, you start vomiting more and more, and it just becomes like, I don't know, like a reflex, I guess. I vomit for the 3rd time. I swear I saw every little piece of chicken coming out of my body. Think about like a glass going over a sink, and you turn on the sink and the water comes out and it starts filling up the glass, and then the glass is too full that the water starts overflowing into the sink. My mouth is basically the glass and the water was the vomit. It was just so much. It was excruciating coming out of my body. It felt like I was actually throwing out my organs, and I see literal pieces of chicken, like every single one of these 12 chicken wings that I ate coming out of my body, not even digested, like actual freaking chicken. Like it could have been served on a plate without the, disgusting vomit. I know this is kind of disgusting for you guys, but I'll never forget the sight of this. I was like, oh my God, like this is some really bad food poisoning. So I'm sitting there, I throw up, and I'm like, wow. I felt so relieved in the moment. I'm like, thank God that's over with. It was like a good hour of just pain. So I just lay down on my bed. I feel so much more relieved. I had a flight to catch to go to LA in the morning. I was going to wake up at 4 a.m. It was like 9 o'clock now. I lay over on my side. 5 minutes later, this pain gets even worse than the first time. It felt so bad. I'm like, oh my God, this is some really bad food poisoning. Like, because I know you throw up and you vomit and you poop like multiple times so you get it out of your system. I'm like, damn, this is going to suck. I've been through this before. This is horrible. Long story short, guys, I ended up doing the same routine of my stomach hurting, going to the bathroom, washing my hands, vomiting, right? I did that. I go to bed for like 5 minutes. My stomach hurt again. I was doing this routine from 8 p.m. till 3 in the morning, not sleeping, not at all. It got so bad that I was literally vomiting and like going number 2. I was water, like literal water was coming out of my body, and my body was in so much pain that I couldn't move. Like, I was crying over the toilet. I was sitting there like throwing up and screaming my lungs out. And keep in mind, I'm in the middle of Winter Park, Colorado. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. There's no ambulances. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, please just call the front desk. I don't freaking care. Just get an ambulance here. I thought I had appendicitis. I thought that I actually was like, I thought my appendix was about to blow because I've had food poisoning and I know that it sucks, but this was like, the pain was like 5 times worse than food poisoning. I'm not exaggerating. It was so freaking bad. I would throw up and I'd be completely naked just laying on the bathroom floor on these cold tiles because I couldn't move. I put my arms out like this because it was the only way I could feel comfortable in my stomach. And I didn't know what to do. I'm just like, this is so freaking bad. And it went on for like 7 hours. I ended up getting in the Uber and going back to the airport. I had a flight to catch at 7. I could have went back to New York because I already booked the flight back to New York for 7. And I had Gymshark fortunately booked me a flight to LA at 7 a.m. as well. But I was like, dude, there's no way I could go to LA like this. Like, I was so excited to go. I wanted to film videos with all my friends at Gymshark, making like a cool leg workout video or like an arm wrestling video or something like that. And I was so excited to go. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. Like, I'm just gonna be like a zombie. Like, I'm literally not gonna be able to move. So I go back home. I come to New York, I go on the flight. It was like a 3-hour, 20-minute flight back home. There's a baby behind me on the plane. The baby actually pooped its pants. I've never seen a baby poop its pants on the flight. So I smelled poop. Like, I went to sleep for like 20 minutes on this flight because I didn't even sleep the entire night. I took 2 Advil PMs. I knew I'd knock out on this flight. I go to sleep for 20 minutes. I smell a waft of poop. I'm like, what is this, man? I turn around and hear this baby crying. I smell poop. The guy next to me smells like armpits. I'm in the middle seat. I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ. I'm this giant white guy trapped between 2 people, and I smell poop and armpits. And I just threw up like, I lost track of how many times I threw up. I had to throw up everything in my body. Like, I threw up so much that I couldn't throw up anymore, but I was trying to throw up. So I would drink some water so that I could flush down something in my body to regurgitate maybe a little more so of puke so I could throw up. Like, guys, I'm sorry. I know this is really graphic. I have a point I'm going to get to. Obviously, like, I want to tell you guys about the worst night of my life and let you guys know about it. But if there's anything that I learned from all of this is like, obviously, like, check if your chicken's cooked because I did not have appendicitis. Fortunately, my appendix is fine. I would have had it burst by now. It's been 2 days. But I definitely had something worse than food poisoning. I believe it was salmonella. And I'm sorry, my lips are like kind of chapped, and if I look skinny, I actually lost 15 pounds. I weighed myself. I literally lost 15 pounds, guys. I think I had salmonella. And I'm always like a biggest advocate of like eating raw cookie dough, and I love raw cookie dough. And then I was at the airport, and there's a commercial that said, don't eat raw cookie dough, you could get salmonella. And I swear, after thinking about it, I ate those chicken wings the day before. I wasn't sick. I was completely fine. I had the exact same wings the next day. I instantly felt sick like an hour after. I think the chicken was just undercooked, and I'm pretty sure that I had salmonella. Like, there's no other way of going about it. I've had food poisoning. This was a lot worse than food poisoning. It was disgusting. It was sickening, and I felt horrible. I got home to New York. I found out the flight to LA got delayed 4 hours, so I would have been sitting there throbbing in the airport the whole time. Man, it was just terrible. I got home. I went to sleep. I woke up. I had a little bit of soup and crackers. I went back to bed. I slept for like 13 hours. I woke up today, and I felt horrible, but as the day went on, I felt a lot better. I'm probably at like 85% now. I did like a little light workout, drank a little bit of water, but I think by tomorrow I'll feel 100%. But man, if there's anything that I learned from this, like, I would have went to the hospital and had to pay a crazy bill. That's all I know. Fortunately, like, I feel better, and I guess it's a good thing that I didn't go because it would have been an insane bill, and I don't know if they would have been able to do anything for me. But I actually thought that I had appendicitis, and if that was the case, I actually could have like been dead. Like, I know people die of food poisoning and salmonella a lot, and I had no help. Like, I had no treatment. I had no help or nothing. Like, my girlfriend called the front desk and she said, hey, like, my boyfriend's really sick. Like, he needs attention. He needs help. Like, he needs an ambulance, something. Like, guys, I was screaming. I swear to God, it was the worst I've ever felt. The front desk, you know what they said? Because she told me, she's like, yeah, we have emergency services, but they don't start until 9 a.m. So there's no ambulance. There's no hospital. The closest hospital was Denver Airport. If you guys don't know Winter Park, it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours west in the mountains. Like, it takes like an hour to get to the top of this mountain. So I'm in the middle of nowhere with no help and nothing. And the pain just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, dude, this might be it. Like, the feeling of just laying down on the floor naked on cold tile, and I was the most comfortable I could be. Ooh, man. Dude, I don't wish that on anybody. Obviously, there's nothing that I could do in the moment, and I'm very fortunate and thankful that I'm gonna be better. Like, I definitely feel better now, and I'm gonna be okay. But man, I'm just so lucky, and I'm just so fortunate. And if there's anything you guys can learn, it's just what I always preach to you. And I know everything I preach had nothing to do with the situation, but like, seriously, health scares are no joke, and everyone's gonna deal with a health issue at some point in their life. Even if you're the most in shape person, you eat the best diet ever, you work out, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't do nothing, and you just have like vegetables and chicken and broth, whatever it is, like, everyone's gonna have a problem in their life. And just make sure that you guys stay on top of your health. Like, make sure you guys stay on top of everything, because you never know when it's gonna hit you. And in my case, like, I was just unfortunate that I couldn't go to a hospital and that I ate raw chicken, I believe. So sometimes things like this happen and there's nothing you can do about it, but just make sure you guys stay on top of it because you never know. And hopefully you can just be as prepared as you can. Fortunately for me, I'm going to be okay. I hope, like fingers crossed, I'm going to go to the doctors tomorrow, get myself checked out and make sure everything's okay. I have some chronic diseases that run in my family, so I'm going to make sure that I get everything checked out. But I just want to tell you guys about this and just make sure you guys are cautious about everything. Like obviously I thought the chicken was cooked. Going back and just thinking about every little detail, like I thought the chicken was cooked. I thought everything tasted fine. I thought it was okay. But I'm pretty sure it was salmonella. Like, there's no other way of going about it. If I ate the same things as my girlfriend and she didn't eat wings and I did, and then like an hour later, I'm getting sick like that, it had to be the wings. And I don't think it was food poisoning because it hurt a lot more than what I've had food poisoning in the past. And I just had it a year ago. So I remember it vividly. This was a lot worse. Like, the pain just kept getting worse and worse over time. And I just couldn't think. I couldn't function. I couldn't talk. I couldn't concentrate. If I concentrated on somebody or something, if I heard a TV, if I heard like a sound, if I heard someone speak to me and I had to respond, like it hurt my brain and it hurt my head so much. All I wanted to do was just go through the pain and not move. Like Mr. Beast's YouTube challenge where he has like people standing in a circle for like a day and a half. Literally, that's all I want to do is just be a crippled zombie and hope for this pain to go away and not do anything. Because anything I did hurt, any movement I made hurt, like the only satisfaction I had was after I threw up for like maybe 5 minutes, I felt relieved and then it would just come back again. And I just thought it was never going to end. Like it was by far the worst experience I've ever had in my life. And I cried. Like I actually cried. Like in the moment. Like it hurt so bad that I was screaming and then the tears started coming out and I was actually crying. So, I'm just happy that I'm going to be okay. And I'm just really happy to get back in the gym. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I literally lost 15 pounds. I feel horrible, but I feel better. So anything that's not what happened to me a day and a half ago is good. And I just want to explain a story to you guys and like, just keep you guys updated because, my channel is basically about my life. So I've never been through anything like that before. I don't even think I've talked about having food poisoning on my channel, but it sucks and you can't really avoid it. Sometimes it just happens, but just be careful, guys. That's the only thing I could say. Just be careful. Your health is your wealth. Stay on top of these things. Everyone's going to have problems. It's all about how you react and how you deal with it, and just make the most of everything. So I'm going to go, I'm going to try to eat some better food now. Hopefully I could like digest chicken. I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to eat some steamed chicken. No hot sauce on it though, because that's going to hurt my stomach. But I'm going to try to feel better now. I hope you guys all have a great day. It's getting close to Christmas. I might be doing a giveaway with G Fuel soon. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I got a lot of exciting things happening soon, like really, really exciting. You guys are going to see in the next few days. Probably by the 14th, I think. I think on the 14th, you guys will find out what I'm doing. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys like the lighting. I have like a light behind me, and I have this new camera. So, hopefully you guys like the lighting. Hope you guys could learn something from this. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments down below. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Hope you guys all have a great day. It's been your boy, Doug Censor, and I'm out, guys. Peace.